We live in an environment saturated with noise. Every time you open a screen, you're hit with a barrage of loud opinions, competing ideologies, and algorithms demanding that you pick a side immediately. To process this volume, our brains rely on a shortcut, sorting complex ideas into two extreme categories. First is blind acceptance of what feels emotionally convenient. Second is blind rejection, immediately throwing out anything that challenges our worldview. Accepting what you don't know makes you gullible, and rejecting it makes you closed-minded. Both reactions are forms of intellectual blindness that leave you operating on borrowed thoughts. This habit of pushing away the unknown is uniquely limiting. Discarding what we don't understand offers a brief sense of safety, but it builds invisible walls that stop us from evolving. We end up trapped at our current level of understanding, unable to see anything that doesn't already fit our existing patterns. Intelligence works differently. It requires suspending the urge to pick a side and instead maintaining a neutral awareness of the information in front of you. Living at either pole of this binary trap dictates your worldview by societal conditioning. You lose the ability to grow as an individual because you've stopped letting new information in. The primary engine of the binary trap is belief. Belief is secondhand. It is a conclusion borrowed from someone else that demands your obedience rather than your investigation. This is how we end up with unquestioned certainty. People become absolutely rigid about concepts they have never personally verified or examined. This certainty often acts as a psychological shield. By clinging to a rigid answer, we avoid the vulnerability of being wrong. It is a defensive posture where the ego protects itself from the discomfort of the unknown. When you stop questioning, your mind stops moving. The moment rigid certainty takes hold, your ability to learn and evolve effectively shuts down. There is a direct alternative to belief, and that is knowing. Knowing is firsthand. It is born from your own direct personal experience. To reach this, you have to treat your mind as an active laboratory rather than a passive storage unit for other people's conclusions. The methodology of this laboratory is simple. Don't instantly discard a strange idea. Don't blindly accept a comfortable one. Instead, sit with the idea. Deeply investigate how it works in your own life and logic. Falsehoods eventually collapse under the stress of this inquiry. Genuine truth, however, survives examination. Transitioning from passive belief to active knowing ultimately shifts the control of your own reality back to you. Operating your mind as a laboratory requires one difficult skill: the willingness to say, "I don't know." We are often taught to see "I don't know" as a sign of weakness. In reality, it is a display of honesty and intelligence, an admission that you are prioritizing truth over the appearance of being right. Admitting you don't know clears the walls of prepackaged thinking, creating a receptive opening. Here, the mind stops reacting and starts observing. New connections form, unblocked by the rigid architecture of previous assumptions. Only when you drop the pretense of knowing can you actually perceive something for what it is, rather than what you've been told to see. There is a constant defensive strain in living with rigid certainty. Sincere inquiry, by contrast, brings a sense of clarity and mental space. Refuse to blindly believe, and refuse to blindly reject. Wait until you've explored an idea within your own awareness before claiming to understand it. In a world demanding conformity, the most significant act of independence is to think for yourself, and the most effective way is to know for yourself.